We got it in London.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
How you doing?
Hello. This is interesting. 3 stages of hair.
Wow,
Yeah, that's one way to look
that
at
really is one way to look at it.
it.
Large, looks like
Ty-
large, medium, and extra small.
Well, no, and then you got the natural, you got the flow. He's bald. I'm like, my hair is bone straight right now.
Yeah.
Bone straight. When you go to the Dominicans, they bone straight.
Bone straight.
Girl, I
Them
love it to
Dominican
death.
blowouts ain't nothing nice. They'll burn your earlobes, but they're good.
No, they give you a spoon. They give you a little plastic, one of those long plastic spoons that you use to stir in the pot. And you put it over your ear.
Really?
Never been to it.
Hell no, I ain't never been to a no.
So you should hold it. Put the spoon over your ear.
Well, that's
and she does the
a little
blow
disturbing
drying.
because now I'm looking at it suspect, where it's like, where did that spoon come from? Now you done did my hair Saturday, and are you using that same wooden spoon to cook my arroz con pollo on Sunday?
First of all, it's not a wooden spoon. Second of all, don't disrespect my girl Jackie. That is for her drawer. And she does not use it. She is like borderline rich from all of us in Rhode Island. 'cause
I
we
didn't
go to
drop
her.
any names. You did. I just was talking about the wooden spoon, and here you go.
It is not a wooden
Well,
spoon.
whatever spoon that's used.
Plastic spoon that you use to stir. Shut up. Go. What are you talking
All
about?
right, so
I'm going to take back all my compliments.
huh? Okay.
Go.
So oh Lord, we've got
You want me to talk? You
the
show the
hot
video?
topic. The first hot topic that we're talking about. Okay, we're talking about mothers' creepy obsessions with their sons. And I've been saying this. I've been on this kick for years. But now with social media, the videos are getting out there. So, Chris, cue up the first video.
That's his mother.
So that's a son-mother first dance at his wedding. As she does the split, like, yeah.
So what's the split? Why would you do it? First of all, why are you doing a split at the wedding? Period. Should never be doing a split at a wedding. I don't care if you're the groom. I don't care if you're the bride. I don't care if you're the mama. You should not be doing a split at a wedding, especially in a dress.
Okay, wait a second. Something happened. It said Tanya has.
You shouldn't be doing splits at a wedding. I don't care who you are.
My thing with weddings or anything, whatever makes you happy, do it. If you want to do a split at your wedding, you do a split at your wedding.
Yeah, but not the mother of the bride.
Don't even care.
Okay.
That's what she want to do. That's what she want to do.
Well,
why are you looking at me like that? Like,
if she's paying for it, I can see that. But all right, well,
I'm just saying.
No, that's
over the years we all have to agree that the way we do things is not the way other people do things. But if that thing brings them joy and it's not hurting anybody, I'm like, go for it.
It's just creepy. I'm sorry. I'm just going to call it what it is.
Oh, no, that dance, them together.
Yeah.
And that just seemed creepy in itself. Like,
Mm-mm.
it was a lot. The whole swinging her around and everything. It's just, I didn't like that part. But
for me, it was giving a mother or a parent, not just a mother, a parent that she had to have her moment. She probably didn't have her moment when she married, or if she married the father of the old dude, her son. Now she has to have her moment. I tend to I get cringy. It's a cringeworthy moment for me when a parent, you've made your decisions, and when your adult child makes decisions for them, that now you feel the need, regardless if you paid for the wedding or the whatever, now you feel the need to have your moment. I don't think that's appropriate. I think you need to just do what you need to do and fall back and stay in your damn lane. That shit was creepy. If I was his wife, well, let's just say if it got to the wedding ceremony, his wife already knew that his mother was a clingy stage 5 clinger to her son, because that shit just doesn't pop off at the wedding. I'd have a problem with that. And again, hence why I've always said I ain't dating no more. And if I dated a man, trust me when I tell you, his parents have to be dead, because I ain't competing with your parents. Fuck that. Period. Okay, next. I want to add, that was creepy. And it was cringy, and it gave me, as the young kids say, it gave me the ick. Ugh. Ugh. No woman.
Do they say the ick now? Do they say that?
They say the ick. It's like, ugh. And for me, it was like, ugh. And the way she did that split and looked up at her son dead ass in his face, like, I can still split. Ooh, that's disgusting. Stay in your lane, old girl. Sit down. No.
No, but is the split really necessary? The split?
It's not necessary. The split wasn't necessary.
It's not necessary, but
nor was the spin around with her in his arms necessary. That was creepy. She wanted to have her princess moment. That was
a dance with the son. I can see that.
Yeah.
But a split.
And the spin around was inappropriate. The same when he held her in his arms and he spinned her around. No. The mother and son dance, I get it. I get that. I respect that. But do the basic, like do the mother and son dance. You ain't got to do all that extra shit. Because if he did that with his mother and then danced with his wife and they did the basic dance, if I was his wife or if I was a guest at that wedding, I'd be looking at him side-eyed. Like, really? You gave your wife the basic.
For some people,
they
have like great moments of father-daughter, mother-son dances. They obviously thought they choreographed this. They wanted to make a statement. I don't see a huge problem with it.
You think they choreographed that?
No,
I thought that was spur of the moment.
Yeah,
you do?
I do too.
Yeah, I don't think that was planned. And then I'm gonna do a split because I'd be like, "Mom, don't do us." I would say,
she planned to do that split. He was okay with it. Look at him. Look at her.
Okay. You don't have a choice.
Okay with it.
You don't have a choice.
I think they planned it.
No, I think she planned it, and I think she said to her son, we're gonna do our mother and son dance, and you're just gonna follow my lead and do what the hell I tell you to do. Period. I don't have a problem with mother and son or father and daughter dances where they choreograph it because some they go and do like the dance class where it's like a waltz or whatever, and they do a swing or what have you. But that there,
she was doing that.
That right there,
he knew she was doing that.
No, that was
they planned that. They planned that.
No, that was too much. Well, they could have planned it, and I ain't mad at it, but that was too much. Look at her. She's got her head in his shoulder, in his neck, like, that's my man, that's my man, that's my man.
I mean, the mom looks good, though. I got to tell you that much. She looks good for having like this.
I ain't mad at her because she got some flexibility. I can't do that. But I don't want to do that with my son. No. Period.
Gaga wouldn't have done that.
Who?
Gaga would not have done that.
I would hope not.
I wouldn't have done it. I wouldn't have done it at my son's wedding. I have 2 sons, and no.
Well, why wouldn't you have done it?
Like I said, there are things that I do somebody might say stuck up and boring. There's things that other people do that I might be like, that's just not for me. But you find the joy that you want, and you do your wedding the way you want, or whatever event it is. Just like I saw a really funny video of these men. They had a coffin on their shoulders, and they were walking them, I guess, to the gravesite, and they did this little two-step or whatever, and the whole dance, and then the coffin
I
fell.
saw it.
I thought that was too much.
Well, because here's what they tried to do.
Just walk solemnly to the gravesite. Don't try and do a two-step while you're carrying a big ass casket. You did too much. But you know what? If that brought you joy, do you. And the guy fell out. And then they had the audacity to run away.
But here's the thing: you got to plan that shit, because I get it where they put it on their shoulders, because that's what usually they do in the UK and in Europe. They give that royalty treatment where they put it on the shoulders. But when you
do that here too.
But okay, but pick your goddamn battles. If you're gonna hoist a casket on the shoulders, either you're gonna walk a straight line. If you want to do the damn electric slide, then
that's it.
That is it. And watch. Grandpa's gonna fall out the casket. Two-stepping. You want to do two-stepping? No. Oh, that's just terrible.
Oh, come on.
Look at them walking away. No. Like they mad that somebody missed a step.
If they're the pallbearers entrusted to hoist it on their shoulders, they got to be the sons. The sons, like very close male family members to that person in the casket. And they just walked away like, oh my gosh, here we are.
And then there was a lady in the background saying, go put his body back in the casket.
That's why I'm a firm believer of cremation, period.
Oh, man. So anyway, back to what you're saying, whatever makes you happy, whatever floats your boat, do you. It may not be for me, but if you find joy in it, hallelujah to you.
I guess. Here's my thing is,
Well, I think your thing is that these mothers seem to be overbearing and clingy with their sons. That I agree. There are you see a lot of those videos on Instagram or whatever. It's like all up in the other woman's business, and really still trying to maintain some type of you're dictating his life. Ma'am, I'm paying women to take my sons. I'm done. Please go ahead.
Yeah.
My issue that if I was the bride, and that's what you take away from the wedding, that the mom did the splits and this, that, and the other with the dance. If that's what the main thing would happen in the wedding, I don't want my wedding to be, oh, did you see someone? Does that make sense?
Yep.
It's taken away from the bride.
I think they planned it. They might not even look at it that way. I'm just saying. I think that that's
it's
why
on TikTok.
I think they planned
someone from the wedding,
posted
that, and we talking about it. So we didn't see the bride. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
I just find it weird because it's like, just stay in your fucking lane. That's all I say. Like, I'm all for a mother and sons or a father and daughters bond. I get that. But there comes a point in your life where you have to cut that cord and let your kid live their life without trying to, just because you didn't have
be the center.
Just because you didn't experience certain, things that they are experiencing. Now you feel that now I gotta be involved in all of this. And there's a lot. I've seen so many videos of other women and men that are doing the most with their kids, and I'm just like, wow, you really missed out on some things. And now here we are. Now you're just having your moment at your child's event. But whatever. I'm not a parent, therefore I'm just speaking my opinion. But I would like to think that if I was a parent, that I would be like, okay, this is your time.
Oh yeah, I followed the lead
Right.
of what every woman is in the. Well, I have one who's in the committed. The other one's just dating, but no, I follow their lead. I stay
Yeah.
out of it.
Yeah.
I had a horrible mother-in-law. I don't want to be a horrible mother-in-law.
That
You know who's trying to not stay out of it?
Who?
Clip number 2.
let's go to it.
Oh, he's in clip number 2.
My man went on record saying, once asked, what does she fear most about her son succeeding?
Terrible.
Said women.
Look at them. They look so happy and cute. He's
Well,
all
Juju
blushing. He's all
Watch.
teeth. And there we go. Boner killer, number 1.
Basically tell Jaden that, hey, look, Jaden, focus on the game. We ain't got time for this. Maybe 100 million
Disgusting.
later, we'll get to these girls, but not right now.
Shame on her.
Who is Juju Watkins? You said you knew who the girl was. Who is she?
She is the top. She is the top player in the NCAA women's tournament right now. She plays for USC, University of South Carolina, under Dawn Staley.
Okay.
She is going to be either number 1 or number 2. She'll probably be number 2, outside of old girl from Connecticut.
Didn't she just blow out her knee though?
Even though she blew her knee, she's going to be probably number 2 in the WNBA draft. That's how good she is. Jaden Daniels is, I think he plays for the Washington Commanders, or he is their top
he's
pick.
the quarterback. He's the rookie of the year and set record as the number 1 quarterback, number 1 rookie.
So,
but she tore her ACL.
That's fine. She can always come back. She can come back. She'll be good. The football players tear their ACL or their MCLs.
But women's ACLs are more prone to ACL injuries and knee injuries, and it's hard.
But hopefully. I'm pretty sure that whatever orthopedic surgeons that she's got on her team, she's going to be good. She's going to make her money. Trust. Here's my thing, is that she is Juju Watkins. He is Jaden Daniels. His mother should have played her position. She may not have liked it, that the fact that he showed up to the game to watch her. And then when her game ended and she went in the stands to watch the next game, he went up in the stands to sit next to her to have dialogue with her. And apparently his mother, allegedly,
took umbrage.
Was like, oh no, this isn't going to happen. Commercial break, and then they come back, and his mother literally planted herself in between them and started talking her shit. And you can see the body language between Juju and Jaden. Juju clearly looks like annoyed. Jaden is like borderline embarrassed. Look at them there, happy as hell. And then his mother comes in, and she's all like, no, not my son. Wait for it. They all teeth. Look at all them chiclets. Now the 2 of them. Look at him. He's hunched over. He's like, what the hell? His mother is like,
Juju looks annoyed too.
Yep.
Oh yeah, she does.
If I was Juju, I would have got the fuck up and walked the fuck off in front of the camera. Period. I've been like, Negro, please. This ain't never gonna happen. Not with that bitch around.
The thing that I don't like about stuff like that is she's a young girl. And as an older woman, and I'm going to tell you about an interesting conversation my daughter and I had today. As an older woman, instead of sometimes embracing those younger women and helping to guide them, and lovingly guide them, especially if they're dating our sons, we form a competition. There is no competition. You are not their competition, and what you need to do, you form your lane with the young woman, because what if she becomes your daughter-in-law? You want to start it off by you being nasty and mean because you have some preconceived idea of who she may or may not be. Let that young woman breathe. If you want to be hard on anybody, be hard on your son.
But you don't even have to do that. You don't even have to do that. Let them live their lives, because I'm speaking from experience. I was married, and my ex-husband's mother was that mother. It was always a competition. I feel like this. When a man marries a woman, I don't care how great of a relationship you have with your mother. When you get married, the number one woman in your life is now your wife, period.
Mm-hmm.
And your mother is always going to have a place in your heart. She could still be the number one in your brain, but at the end of the day, your number one woman in your life is your wife. Your mother's going to have to fall back and understand that. It was like always a competition. It was like I did something and my ex-husband was like talking to his mother, oh yeah, Tanya, oh yeah, we did this, or Tanya did this. The next thing you know, she's doing this for him. And then this, and I'm like, wait a minute.
Mm.
And he's all loving it. Like he's like the person in between, like, oh, my mother did. And I'm like, nigga, I just did that shit for your ass. And why the hell is your mother doing that for you? Because that's fucking creepy. Like, why are we having this competition? It was always a competition. Whatever I did, she tried to outdo it. And I don't like that. Hence why I always say, if I ever date again, listen to me when I tell you, your parents.
Did she do a split at the wedding?
Well, we eloped. We went to City Hall, so there was no wedding. But I tell you right now, if I had a real wedding and my mother-in-law, my husband's mother, pulled some shit like that at the first dance, I wouldn't even look at her. I'm always going to look at my husband and look at him and be like, I can't believe you allowed that. And if he was like, I don't know why you feel some sort of way, I'm out. This wedding is null and void. We're getting a fucking annulment before that fucking ink is dry. No.
You talking big shit. That's not true.
No, we have to be. I'm not competing. If I'm married, I'm not competing with another woman, period, in your life. I'm your woman, period.
I don't think it was competition between my ex-mother-in-law and I. She just was a salty person in general,
Yeah,
you know?
Same.
She was just petty.
Mine was salty, hated me because I took her son away from her. That was the thing. And then it turned into a whole ass competition. And it was like, really? Like, you know. But
yeah, well, you see that with a lot of cases, a lot of women, but
yeah,
I don't understand it. You should be ready to get them damn kids out.
Or you should be as a
Not worry about them no more. Somebody else cooking for them, whatever.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, as a mother, you should be looking at it like, oh my God, my son has found the love of his life.
Exactly.
And
if she likes her.
Yeah, but I would.
A lot of times they have fake reasons why they dislike them.
Yeah,
it's not really based on anything.
I would hope that she would like her, but even if she didn't, mom needs to kind of still stay in her lane, because if son is in love with her and is married to her, then she, as a mother, as a parent, she's gonna she can state her opinion to him, but she's gonna have to play her position and stay in her lane and let him figure it out for himself instead of trying to plant seeds in his head. It is what it is.
Especially if you want access to them grandbabies.
Period.
Roll.
Period. So I just look at it that way. Like, it's like, if you, as a parent, like, you're gaining something out of this. Like, you're gaining another daughter. And now that if we procreate and we have children, now the family is expanding, and either you have one of two choices. Either you're gonna shut your mouth and play your position, and we're gonna love you, the kids are gonna come over, we're all gonna come over, and we're gonna kiki with each other, or you're gonna be
a sourpuss.
And now, as a wife and a mother, I can look at my husband and say, you are more than free to go visit your mother, but me and Junior, we staying our asses at home. You ain't taking our child over to that house. You go see her. That's your mother. And now our core is fractured, because now we're dented as a couple, because now I'm sending my husband to see his mother without our child. You know what I mean? Now he's going to go to his mother, and he's going to get an earful from her. He's going to come home and bring that shit back to you. Yes, shit, nothing good comes of that. Period.
True.
And now we're speaking about mothers.
So
go ahead, Chris.
We all watched, the three of us have watched Con Mum
on
Netflix. If you haven't
on
watched
Netflix.
it, cue it up and watch Con Mum. Go ahead, Chris. Give us a little background of Con Mum.
It's so sad. Anyway, this famous chef, I would say he's pretty famous, I guess.
Go ahead. I was stunned about
Was
that.
abandoned at 3, right, by his mother. His mother just took off, and he lived with his on an army base, and he lived with
His father,
his alcoholic father, who was awful to him and beat him and everything. And he was 40-something years old, and tried to search for his mother, and nothing popped up. And then all of a sudden, while he's engaged or he has a significant other, because they didn't get married, right?
No, they never married. Oh, okay.
I thought they were married, but they,
no.
His significant other, they searched for her and couldn't find anything. And then out of the blue, he gets contacted by
this woman,
and claiming to be his mother, and
email. That's why he was like so thrown off, because she contacted him through an email, and like his information is public because, like you said, he's a Michelin star.
Pastry chef.
Go ahead, finish the con.
So, are we gonna tell what happens since you haven't seen it? Or
wait, you didn't finish it?
No, I did. We all did. But for the people who have not watched it,
let's talk about the people who have not watched it. This is our podcast. We talking about it. If they listen, that's on them. I just we're talking about it.
So she contacts him, and it's just so sad to me because he's so desperate. He is so desperate for love and the love of his mother.
Love of his mother.
For the love, just the love of his mother.
Because he has a lovely woman.
She claims, huh?
No, I said when you said specifically, I said because he has the love of a woman, so he knows love. But it's that yearning for his mother that was just so strong.
Yeah.
Just some parent that just adored him. So I get it, but go ahead.
And acted like and adored him and showered him with gifts, kinda, and kept him away from his newly born son for weeks, right?
Months. 3
for
months.
weeks.
3 months. His first 3 months of his life.
Yeah, he was born in October or something like that, and then he didn't come back till Christmas Day, Christmas Eve.
The first Christmas of the baby was,
She said she had so much money that she was going to give him hundreds of millions of dollars. And they were in Switzerland. And I mean, I guess he just had a blind eye to, she must be, well, she's a professional. She knows what she's doing. She's like, you don't need a DNA test,
That was
she played on his.
That was the red.
But they did do a DNA test.
Right. But what's interesting enough, if they had done that DNA test at the beginning, it would have been even worse.
Yes, it would have been even worse.
It would have been even worse.
Yeah.
Because that little hook of, well, maybe she's not, with the daughter, with his partner and his best friend who something was, fishy going on. If you're like, maybe she's not his mother, because why would a mother do something like this to him?
Agreed.
If it was truly his mother, they would have not have been suspicious at all, and it would have gone even worse and worse. And oh, child, I just felt so bad for my man.
For me, that was the caveat for me, because when I texted you guys yesterday, when I started watching it, I literally was like 10 minutes in, and I was like texting you guys like, I am like 10 minutes in and I want to beat somebody's ass. I wanted to beat his ass for being so damn gullible. And
I understood though why he was gullible. The part that I did not understand, and you see this in all these con games across the board, because 2020 it has like a plethora of them. They're all over.
yeah,
It's always a rich person saying, I have all of this money, but it's tied up right now. Can you give me?
Right.
Can you? First
Right.
of all, I was looking at her, and she's supposed to be related to some
the Sultan of Brunei.
the
Sultan
richest,
of Brunei.
right. Look that up. Make some phone calls. And then his
Well, the
girlfriend ends up
illegitimate
taking it-
daughter. The illegitimate daughter of
Yes,
Sultan of
she
Brunei.
said she was
So that's
the
not going to
illegitimate
be.
daughter of the Sultan of Brunei.
but they would. But if she's supposed to be getting money from that family, they would still have some record of it.
Well,
That's what
she had all these businesses. Maybe she
Yeah.
built the business on her own. We've only seen the broad strokes.
Right.
She's a prophet. She's been doing this since she was in jail when my man was 4.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah.
It's a
So
long thing.
she knows what she's doing. But what breaks my heart is that how could you do that to your real son?
Yep.
You stayed for
Ruin him.
months. 3 months you stayed with this woman waiting for this bank transaction to go through. It's like, yeah, because she had the bank open at night, and they had no idea that she wasn't this rich woman.
Right.
So what was she doing at the bank?
Yeah, but also remember, my man gave her 150. The couple with the documentary, whatever, they gave her 100 grand. So
Yeah,
she had money to pose like she was paying for shit. She was paying for shit. So it's not like, oh, can you pay for the hotels? She's throwing out cash and got $40,000 from the Asian Peng,
Yeah.
the Asian guy with the business. So she had liquid to. I'm sorry, I'm yelling. She had $200,000 liquid. You know what I mean? She had money to make it look like I got money. If I have $200,000 cash and I'm doing this, and they know her at the Four Seasons, and I'm acting like, and also her credit must have been unbelievable to get a Range Rover at $75,000 and a BMW and pay for not on his credit, I guess.
He put but she put that in the son's name, remember?
Yeah.
And then he was like, she was making the payments until she wasn't making the payment. I was like, diabolical, man.
She is the 85-year-old version of Anna Delvey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but Anna Delvey didn't do it to her family.
Was even more
to
diabolical.
to her son.
I know. I hear your. Oops. Okay, I'll stop it. That's fine. Yeah, she was. That was diabolical.
Especially when you know you haven't seen that man in 40 years, and you're proud of the man that he has become, despite you.
She could have had a good life with him.
Yes.
That's not what she wanted. And then the audacity to call him and be like, "Oh, I'm sorry for what I did, but I am who I am."
Well, here's the thing. It was like, way before that. It was like the wife. Oh, I shouldn't say the wife. The girlfriend of him. Like when he told her, here's the thing. He told her about his background and her being a loving person. I would have probably done the same thing. Would have been like, you know what? I want to help my man find his roots, whatever. She helped him, did the most. Then they found out they got pregnant. And then it was like right at the cusp of COVID where it was lockdown. And the mother reached out to him via email. And that's how they got caught up. And it was like, I don't understand. Here's my thing with this. If somebody said, or if I was the kid and this person says they're my parent, right off the rip, I need DNA. And the only reason why I'm saying that is because of the profession that I have. I need a DNA test And if the person said to me, like the mother said to him in the beginning, why do we need that? No need. I'm your mother. I'd be like, no, we really need a DNA test now because I need to make sure once if I it's at this point it's not even a monetary thing for me. It's my family. Like if I'm pregnant or if I'm the man and my girl is pregnant about to have our child, I need to make sure that you really are who you say you are because I'm not trying to invite you into my little cul-de-sac of my little family that I've created for myself for you to come in and blow that shit up. Period. It's not going to happen. So either we're going to do this DNA test or you can keep it moving. But I get where he's coming from, where he just was so, as a man,
it would have been even worse.
I agree.
He would have lost even more money.
I agree because then he would have been at this point, if he'd have found out at that moment that he was her son, if financially it would have been so much worse. I get that, Chris. I agree with you 100%. But I just feel that you should have just got the DNA test right off the rip. The shit show would have still happened. But right. I need you to understand, like, you need to know who the hell this person is. Right off the rip.
The one thing that disturbed me the most about him was how I understand that is your mother. You just found out she had circumstances in her life and you forgave that or whatever, but you are building another family. You are with this woman who just had your child and you were willing to give up all of that for this woman. And when at the end, I was like, throughout the whole thing, I'm like, I hope that they managed to stay together, but I can understand her because like you said, Chris, we only saw a tiny bit of it, right? The broad strokes of it. So can you imagine the arguments between the two of them over that woman? And he totally decided he was going to defend her at every step of the way. There's no coming back for that woman where she'd be like, I can accept you because you took a stranger, mother or not, a stranger, and let her come between our child's first Christmas.
Our newborn. You missed the first 2 to 3 months of your newborn.
A whole 3 months.
For me, when I watched that was really triggering, and I was livid when the mother, his partner, was like, I'm here. She was okay with him leaving at first because she's like, get this woman out of our house. And I just need, she had a rough pregnancy, a rough delivery. And I felt her pain. She's like, I just want to be in my house at peace with my child. Let him go. If that means he's got to go for a couple of weeks, a couple of days, because remember, he was originally supposed to go for 4 days. To Switzerland.
I forgot about that.
And then 4 days turned into goddamn 3-4 goddamn months. And she's like on the phone with him like, boo-boo, Junior is turning a month, 2 months, 3 months. Now it's Christmas. Where the fuck are you? And the fact that that to me spoke volumes. And herein lies. For me, it's like, you are your mother's son. That would have been me if I was her. I would have been like, you are your mother's son because apparently you're willing to literally walk away from me and your brand new baby. Even I had a difficult birth. Like when she said she had 3 to 4 blood transfusions during the birth and after the birth, I was like, I get where this is. I already knew where it was very difficult for her. And she probably almost lost her life giving birth to that boy. And he was willy-nilly, I'm going to go to Switzerland with my mother because we're going to be billionaires. Motherfucker, I would have looked at my husband and been like, can we get this DNA test first? before you leave this house and leave our child. Not for me, I don't give a shit about me. But if I have your child, you ain't leaving this house until we know for a fact that is your goddamn mother. Period.
Tanya, I agree with you all through what you and said. The only thing I would say to give him a little pause is he is thinking about providing for his partner and his son. If I have to spend a month or 2 months to get hundreds and millions of dollars to have generational wealth, and I'm meeting with Swiss banker next week, we're meeting with the Swiss banker, so I can't really fly back and come back. Maybe in the big picture, he's like, I'm trying to be there for my wife or my partner and my son. So let me just get this money. And what do I have to do to get this money? But that's too.
I agree with you.
But when he took out that chunk of money out of their saved account and didn't tell her until she's like going through the transactions, those are the things that she was just like, I'm done.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I get that, Chris. I'm 100% in agreement with you on that one with the whole generational wealth. And his mindset was like, this is my mother, even though we don't have the DNA test yet. But I just had my son, and I'm trying to set my family up. I'm in the position of setting my family up for generational wealth to the point where my son will never have to work, nor his children will ever have to work again. I get that mindset. I get it. But at the end of the day, I'm like, and I don't know, maybe because I don't run in those circuits, so I don't know how that works. I've never been in those types of social circumstances where I've been around somebody that it comes from like a billionaire type of family, or hell, a millionaire type of family where they can just pretty much get what they want or buy what they want, but then say like, oh, I can get this, but I'm going to need you to give me like $10,000 before. Like, I want to give you $1 million, but I need you to give me like $10,000 just as security. Cause the way I'm wired, I'm looking at like, you want to give me $1 million, but you want me to give you $10,000? What the kind of fucked up shit is that? Like, I don't know how your bank accounts, I don't know how wealthy people set up their bank accounts or their offshore accounts and Swiss bank accounts or the Cayman Island accounts or whatever the hell, or Aruba accounts. And I'm just like, for me, I'd be like, my brain would be like, you supposedly have all this money, but now you want me to give you.
But remember, it's the perfect storm because it's COVID. Remember how wonky stuff was during COVID? And remember how maybe you couldn't do certain things? And there was the perfect But why would she do that to her own son? She could have run her game on the documentary people, on Ping, on the 40,000 she stole from the camp building. But why do that to your own son?
No,
to your own son. Why would you bring him into this when you got all these other games going on? You got all these other hustles going on. Hustle up, hustle away from the family. Don't do that you already fucked the boy up. Yeah. You already weren't there for 40 years. Why are you going to go back? And oh my God, I felt so bad for my man when I was hoping that the DNA test was like, oh, she was a fraud. When it came back his mother, I was like, oh my God, how could you do that to a child? How could you do that to your blood? How could you do that? It's not like if he was filthy rich and, he was doing this, that, and the other, and he got taken. But how could you do that to your son, his partner, and your grandchild? And your true grandchild. You have no morals. And then call a year later and say, sorry. Oh my God. Oh my God.
She was diabolical. But even the call that she made to the girlfriend when she was just like, oh, I don't like you. I don't like the way you talk to me, and I need respect. And girl, you were grifting her fiance, grifting her whole family, and then you have the audacity to have an attitude. And I think that is another big part of the reason, because I know he was not fighting for that marriage or that relationship. He wasn't thinking about anything but that money. And I
Yeah.
think he got blindsided by that. But at one point, something should have kicked in. Something should have kicked in. Whereas I get that it's COVID. I get that people are having, issues. But did you have issues getting into my bank account? Nope. Did you have issues getting into any of your accounts when COVID was going? Then you, the super rich person, why are you having all these issues getting into your bank account? So at some point, he needed to ask some questions.
Yeah, but she had so many other hustles going on. She had the money. It's not like if she had no money whatsoever, not tens of thousands, she
When he
wouldn't be
got
able to
stuck
pay.
with that hotel bill, he should have realized.
Yeah, he should have been like, yeah.
Like, okay, this hotel bill and all this food, and she wasn't even, what she didn't, ask yourself why she didn't even take care of her teeth if she had all this damn money. Her teeth were wrecked. I'm just saying, they were ordering all the best foods, everything, and then you got stuck with that bill.
Yeah.
That should have been like, Mom, I'm sorry, but I'm tapped out. He's lucky enough that he is who he is, that top chef, that he was able to recoup and get back. Somebody else would have been completely broke and died penniless.
And that's why he didn't tell the partner too. Because if he had told the partner, she'd have been like, oh, hell no.
Exactly.
And I got to pay for the bill. No.
No.
And that's why he didn't tell her, because he knew that if he told the partner, she'd have been like, no, you can't. No.
But it works both ways, because remember, in the beginning, when Mama Dion, what's his name? Graham and Mama Dion, when she got him hook, line, and sinker, right? Her whole disposition changed with regards to his spouse and or the mother of his child. I'll just say that, because at first, when they brought her into the life, she was all kikiing, buying them cars, whatever. I'm gonna do this and the whole most. And then when she had that baby, and then when Graham was like, I have my mother of my child, that the life that we're building with our child, and now I got my mother that's terminal cancer, stage 4 terminal cancer, and now I'm trying to go back and forth. So the easiest thing is just move her in with us. And then when he moved her in, what did the mother do? She was holding the baby and everything, and now she's clingy. The mother shit, the mother issues that I have mother-in-law issues with. She's like holding the baby, and the mother of the child is like, let me take my baby and go upstairs. And then she was calling her, Graham's mother was calling the mother of his child and leaving her nasty messages like, oh, you took my child and went upstairs, and you don't give me the opportunity to hold my grandchild, and this, that, and I'm saying to myself, that's not the play that you need to take. She is the mother of this child. Bitch, you've been MIA for 45 years.
But like you said, that was on him to create, to
I always
check
say that as in a couple, if my man's mother or father is cutting up, or siblings, whatever's cutting up, that's your job. You check their asses, because I'll check my people's asses on my side, and we'll tame them up.
You got to cut it.
Right. But it's like, I feel so bad at the fact that it didn't work out at the end. Like, I was stunned. I just knew at the end that when the DNA test came in, that he wasn't going to be her son. And when he was like, she's my mother. And I was like, throwing shoes at the TV.
99.9%.
Was throwing shoes at the TV like, what mother literally grifts her own child after 45 years? At this point in your life, you can be grifting everybody, but during the pandemic, when shit locks down, get to know your child that you or supposedly was taken away from back in the day. I don't get that. And at the end of the day, it cost him his relationship. So at the end, he is his mother's son because he has no relationship with his child. Because the way that he voiced it, he was like, I was able to recoup my money back, doing his pastry chef.
Well, that's because she moved
Right.
back to
But
New
he
Zealand.
made it very clear. He's like, he's healthy. He's got a good he said, he's got a good family. Nigga, you're his father.
Yeah. I think that he has a relationship, but I think I took it as that he can't have the relationship that he could have if he was with the mother. And then
Exactly.
with them being in another country, he definitely doesn't have it. What, you're doing Zoom time
Right.
with your child and then whatever you can do. But I feel like he's still trying to be there for his kid. But it's on him that he
He's
lost
probably
it.
financially paying for the kid. But at the end of the day, that's all good and well. At the end of the day, the cycle just keeps on going. Like you had an opportunity.
I get what you're
saying. You had an opportunity.
That's a divorce situation and with children all the time. If the parent moves,
Tanya, the mother of your child and your child over this grifter. I don't give a damn. Yeah, she might be your mother, but at the end of the day, ain't nobody coming into my life and into my circle with my man and my child. You could be the mother that I've been looking for all these years, but I'm going to need you to prove yourself. Period. And I'm not letting you in my life like that. I don't give a fuck.
No, I agree with you. My thing, it was just saying that he will never be able to have that relationship with his son. I don't think because he doesn't want that, only because of the distance. And then if you're not in the same house with your children, you're never going to have that relationship of being there, day to day.
And I don't think he wants it, period. I think he's just there because he was so aloof about it, the way he spoke about it. He was way more, listen, he was way more emotional and more
like
when he was $130,000 in debt and having to pay for the Range Rover, having to pay for the Beamer, having to pay for all these expensive ass hotels and the apartments and shit that his mother was living in. He was way more emotional about that. Outside of, well,
I would have been way emotional about that as well. You ever wake up and you in debt? That's like having a friggin' boulder on your chest every single day.
I get that. But at the end of the day, he was so nonchalant. Like, my son.
No, he was recognizing that the child is surrounded by her and his family, so he's growing up loved and he has that relationship.
I'll never accept that. I'm sorry.
There's nothing to accept. What is there to accept?
I can't respect him for that. I'm sorry. You let your whole ass, your son go be raised in a whole other country by some whole other people that don't look like him. Let's call it what it is. And you just over here doing you.
I think you're putting a lot more narrative into it than what we saw. I mean, we don't know what that whole situation is, but I think that especially because of his abandonment issues, I do think that he wanted a family. And unfortunately, he wanted it too bad where he wasn't thinking straight at all. And it wasn't like, and even think about, his friend was conned by her, was getting money from her. He gave her money. Don't tell Graham. Don't tell. Everybody was, don't tell Graham. Don't tell Graham. And they all did this. The only one that saw clearly was the one person who was thousands of miles away in another country. So who's to say that if the girlfriend hadn't gone with him to Switzerland, that she wouldn't have got caught up in the con? It's easy when you're kind of like away from the situation. You're like, huh. But had she went with him, it might be a whole different story.
I agree. And that's why I said at the jump of this is where I say money is the root of all evil, because it's like these people are looking for something. The documentary people that they wanted to do their little documentary or what have you. The Peng, I don't know what the hell. Oh, Peng with his big farmer.
There wasn't a tech company involved in this.
Pharmaceutical, or it was a company that was going to like create a cure for cancer. And I'm saying to myself, the healthcare in me kicked in when I saw that part, and I was like, you are the illegitimate daughter of the Sultan of Brunei, and you have all this money to buy crystal and minks, caviar, and the whole nine, and you have stage 4 terminal cancer, and you gonna tell me you need my little $25,000 to invest in this cancer treatment that's going to cure you? Bitch, you are the illegitimate daughter of the Sultan of Brunei. You should be cured. I'm not giving you money.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know how anybody just didn't. First of all, if you say you have $3,000 and you ask me to borrow 10, I'm gonna say why. If I don't know you, like, if I don't know you, what you mean?
Listen.
What you mean? You can go to any.
When he finds the red dye.
Oh, that was messed up. Blood in the toilet.
She said there was blood in the toilet.
And what did she do? Come look at all the blood in the toilet.
She's been doing this for
years.
50, 60 years. She's been doing this a long time.
She's been doing it a long time. She's been doing it so long to the point where she called him after the fact. And she called him to apologize and literally said, I'm sorry, which was just above my head because I'm like, that is just the most insincere apology. She's like, I'm sorry, I can't change. I am who I am.
Yeah.
I'm your mother. Mother, that's a toxic mother shit. I'm your mother. Like, thinking that that's going to make him be like, okay, motherfucker, you just literally bankrupted me.
And I just met you. You know what? I can't say what my feelings would be on that because, I know my parents. But what I'm saying, right, I would think that I would be like, I still just met you. Whether or not you said you were my mom. And she had no good reason for being out of his life other than she was conning the entire time. So my first question was like, where were you? And if she gives me, oh, I was doing it, then you know what? Then all we have is surface level. Because you didn't take the care to get to know me for like 40 something years. Why should I take the care to know who you are now?
Right. But the only thing you have to say is also, once again, she is a 50-year professional at this. She knows exactly what to do to get to where she's got to get. She's been doing this a long time. So,
but it also is a certain type of person, because I would hope that I'm not the type of person that could get conned. Like on levels like that, I don't think that I am. Let me not say anything because I don't want anybody to run a con on me. But as soon as you start asking me for money or asking me to sign stuff,
that was months later. That was 3 months into it. She did that, and that's how she know she's good. She didn't start that.
I'm still not giving you my money.
I know, but she didn't start doing that grift stuff until months into it. If she'd done off the jump, and then you're like, whoa. But she knows how to play it. And he's like, oh, I just need this 10 grand, which is not much. But then
I thought so. With her son, her grift towards her son was the fact that she was the parent that has been out of his life for all of his life. And now she wants to be the parent to create the generation. She wants to give him in a year's time what she couldn't give him for 45 years of his life. And now she's going to make his life, his girl's life, and his son's life a hell of a lot better for the rest of their lives. It's the other people, not the son. It's the other people that I have the problem with. The pharmaceutical dude, Peng. You have the documentary people, whoever, the people that were trying to do whatever. Then you even have Graham's best friend that Graham just wanted his best friend to meet his mother. And then when Graham goes to the bathroom, mother looks at him and is like, let's go look at some houses and I'll give you $7 million and just don't tell Graham. Those other outside people, she was like, I'm going to do this for you. Just don't tell Graham. And I'm saying to myself, what kind of friend are you? That's that's another level of judgment that I was given.
But no.
Wait, let me finish. If I'm your friend and your so-called
got that
mother
wrong.
comes to me and is like, I'm willing to give you, and I'm just showing up for dinner because my friend is like, oh my God, I found my mother, and I'm in your city, in your country, and come meet us for dinner and drinks. Great. And then you go to the bathroom and your fucking mother leans over to me and says, oh yeah, you now call me grandma. You're now my grandson or granddaughter or whatever, like she called everybody. And I'll give you the house of your dreams for $7 million. I'll just give you $7 million. Or I'm gonna buy you this house. And what he said to her was like, that's all great, but I can't afford the upkeep of this house financially. Well, I'll just uptick the money from what, $2 million to $7 million. And now he's like, oh yeah, now I can really live in this bomb ass house in Switzerland. And then she comes back and is like, well, I need something. Well, she said to his best friend, I give you something. It's like it's like the culture. She pulled the culture on his ass and was like, if I'm going to give you something, I need you to give me something in return. For me, you can't say to me, I don't care who you are, you can't say to me, Tanya, I'm sitting on $5 million or $100 million, and I want to gift you $1 million. But you could say that, and I'll be like, okay, great, whatever. But before I gift you that $1 million, I'm gonna need you to give me 10 or 20,000. I'm gonna look at you sideways and be like, I don't really need that $1 million because look at here, I work hard for my fucking money, and if you really have this money, you should just give it to me. If you really want to give it to me, you should just give it to me. I'm not doing that bullshit. But
so with the friend, I think you're looking at it as just one dinner, and she said, oh, I'm gonna buy you this house. They had already started to form a relationship. It wasn't just one dinner, and then she was calling and he was like, I'm not finished, just calm, right? So she was saying, then call me grandma or whatever. And then she's telling him, oh yeah, I want to buy you this apartment. They all three were going to look at places for him to live. So it wasn't like, oh, one day and she's like, oh, I'm gonna go ahead and buy you an apartment. No, they had started to develop she played the long con with him just as she did everybody else. And then when then the only thing she told him not to tell him about was the $10,000 that that was what she told him. Don't tell Graham that you're giving me this money. That's what she said. And because that was the stupid part on his part, in my opinion, all of their parts. As soon as somebody says, don't tell X, Y, and Z, I'm telling X, Y, and Z. That was stupid. Especially as his best friend. He should have told him. But what?
I just feel so bad.
Anyway, yeah, it was a hot mess.
Sad. The whole thing was just sad to me.
It was
really, just sad.
Grifting shows. I mean, have you ever listened to like just what was it? Scamanda? Did you all watch Scamanda on Hulu? And there's one. Did you see it?
No, but I know what you're talking about because I watched. Is that the one about the girl in Australia?
No, not that one. But there is a girl in Australia. She faked cancer, but then Scamanda is the one that lives in California, and she faked cancer. And all the grifting, the money, and there's like the one Scamanda. Her name is Amanda, but the podcast and the Hulu thing is called Scamanda. Didn't go to jail, which is crazy.
But you know how you can grift millions of people?
How?
Run for president.
Oh yeah.
Well, here we go.
Yeah.
Now you had to.
I don't know. Is it? But one of the things I find out about most grifters is, especially when it's like white people, like white men could get away with like so many scams because people don't think
murder.
Check, right? There was a guy who pretended to be a doctor. He even got a job as a chief of staff and had not graduated high school.
Yeah, I believe that.
had not graduated high school, got thrown in jail, came out of jail, and pretended to be a doctor again 3 times. His son actually did a podcast on him about how and he's not the only one. There's like so many cases of people pretending to be like an astronaut or a Navy pilot, just all this stuff. And a simple
Remember that black kid?
the
black kid who was
Florida,
16?
in Florida, yeah.
Yes.
Who was 16 pretending he was a doctor, right?
Yep.
And I wasn't surprised because it was Florida, because fucking Florida. Jesus Christ.
And he was what was he, 16, you said?
He was like 16 or 17.
Yeah, he was young. But that's why I said, please, I hope I always maintain that I don't get scammed, because they be coming at you all kind of ways. It's wild.
Well, I mean, in the healthcare industry and hospitals are hospitals. People are walking in and out of hospitals all day, every day. Hospitals, I mean, you got how many people? So it's very easy to perpetrate a fraud in a hospital, because all you need is the costume. Scrubs, you can buy a scrubs anywhere, and you can buy a white jacket anywhere and get a badge and just walk around. Nobody's
I was surprised
staff
at that's true.
Well, yeah,
At the London clinic,
the staff thing is a little bit much, but it's like, I've worked in a lot of hospitals, and I've walked around many hospitals where all you see is badges and scrubs and jackets, and you see RN, MD, X-ray tech, lab, the whole nine. It's very easy because people
when
are
I went to London Clinic last week, they didn't even stop. I walked in. I walked right in. I hadn't been there for a month, 2 months. I didn't even look at him. I walked right into the intensive care.
Yeah,
I rolled right in there. They buzzed me in. I was like, "Hey, did not care one bit."
They don't care anymore. It's not like it used to be back in the day, like when my grandmother was sick, when she first got sick, and they literally, when you walked in the hospital, you had to go to the front desk and say who the hell you was going to see. And then depending on the time of day, it was like, you got like 20 minutes. You can go up there and see her, but you got 20 minutes. And then when you get up there, trust me when I tell you, the nursing staff is like, oh, now you got 15 minutes. And when it's time's up, you got to go. It ain't like that anymore in these hospitals today. And hence why, I mean, I could go into it. We could have a whole new podcast on this. Hence why so many really legitimate healthcare professionals are quitting and retiring, because the shit just ain't the same like it used to be back in the day. Unless you're willing to pay that money.
Wow.
Like if you go into regular hospitals, you just gonna get what you get. But if you got the money and the means to do the most, oh yeah, they'll take care of you. But the regular hospitals, and I'm talking, when I say regular hospitals, Shahidah, I'm talking about the Mass Generals of the world, the Deaconess of the world, the Brigham and Women's of the world. You can literally, right now, I can get up off my chair, get in my Jeep, and drive into Boston and walk into Mass General, which is the friggin' Mecca here, and walk in the front door and walk around that whole ass hospital without anybody saying boo. Same with the Deaconess, same with the Brigham. It is what it is.
I have to check in at the desk.
Nope.
Give me a little patch, my name on it. Yeah, with my name tag on it. That was not too long ago. Okay. All right. Is that it?
Yeah.
So until next time.
It's sad. I feel so bad.
I know. I feel sad.
Listen. I gotta give me some little. I was outside last night.
Oh, what, you stayed up past your bedtime?
I stayed up past my bedtime last night.
I did too.
I stayed up like 3 hours past my bedtime, and I'm still hurting for it.
At 9 o'clock.
10:30. I think it was 10:30. I think it was 10:30 when we left, right? 11?
Oh no, it was closer to 11. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
it was because I got home like around 11:30.
Okay, yeah. But we
I
had a
got
good
home at
time.
11:30.
It was Tracy's
I
50th.
couldn't do the after party. I was tired, but I
Well,
had to get up this morning.
listen, you'd have been on your own if you was like, let's go to the after party. I've been like, let me call my Uber because I'm out.
They had a good
But,
time too. It was a good party.
oh, it was a great party. It was beautiful. The Botanical Gardens in Rhode Island. It was wonderful. Chris, we missed you. We was hoping you would show up.
Yeah, sorry I missed it. Can you hear
swore.
Sonny? Can you hear Sonny?
Did I hear him?
No, he's right here.
Oh, he's
Yeah, they're outside right now.
they're
Who?
outside. Sunny.
Oh, I didn't hear.
Sonny,
You guys
Jillian, and
broke up.
Melanie.
Where's the doggy?
What's the temperature? Because somebody told me it was like what, almost 80 degrees in New York.
I thought it
It was
was almost
77
80 degrees
yesterday.
in New York.
Back down to 50 right now. So
And
yesterday was 77.
What?
That's some fucked up shit.
It's in here.
You got my heat on.
Me too.
Yeah.
That's wild. That's crazy. Anyway. All right, people. All
right.
Let's log off and because I want to see the doggy. Is the doggy around?
That big old grown dog.
Are we still recording right now?
Oh, I'm about to click it on out.
Don't hang up though, Chris. Click out. Peace. We'll see you next week.
Stay